Hello, I'm a Mac, and I'm a PC. And I'm the perfect computer for your video production company. Dude, that's my line. What are you doing? That was your line. Now I do everything you do, and I don't drain your kid's college fund in the process. Well, I have new M-Series silicon now with dedicated video encoders, and it's so energy efficient that it's probably making up for the hardware cost over time. Yeah, maybe over a decade, but how much is a RAM upgrade for you? 3 times market value? 4 times? It's called unified memory now, and it's gonna change the way our industry works. This argument used to be simple for video production companies, or at least that's what these Mac ads I grew up on led me to believe. But is that really the case? Is one better than the other? I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. There's no better person to talk to than Apple CEO Tim Cook. Well, looks like Tim was unavailable. So we'll start with the team at Pixel Planet instead. We begin our investigation with Brandon, our resident motion graphics and visual effects artist. He's been using a PC his entire career, so I start with a simple question: why are you on PC? His response leaves me wondering if there's more to the story.
I'm just comfortable with it, that's all.
Ah yes, there it is. Comfort. And Brandon is no stranger to comfort. Even with all these amenities, I know his PC experience hasn't been entirely comfortable, so I dig further.
I've had to reinstall Windows a couple times. It's hard to know where my issues come from. I don't know if I try to push softwares too far, if they're buggy, or if it's the computer itself. Things happen, okay? That's all I know.
Maybe Brandon could get comfortable on a Mac.
Apple computers work great, but Control-C to Command-C, it's at a whole different place on the keyboard.
What would Brandon do if he was forced to use a Mac?
Pixel Planet was only Mac. I would probably complain for about a week, and then I would probably get used to it.
Could we be an entire Mac house? If you wanted me to quit, yes.
This is John, our director of photography and IT aficionado, and I believe him when he says he'd quit. Fortunately for him, it doesn't look like Pixel Planet will be an all-Mac house anytime soon. The company started with one of each, and now maintaining that ratio, we have 5 PCs and 5 Macs. Everything seems to be working in harmony, so why is John so set on PC?
Windows is a lot more customizable, a lot more hardware choice, the ability to scale easily, multiple GPUs. Mac, you're pretty limited on everything you can do. So when someone's computer dies, we throw it out the window, and then we just go to the Apple Store and buy a new one. I don't think Apple cares about me. I don't think Apple cares about anybody.
A scathing review for Apple, but it should be noted that John worked at Apple in 2006, daily drives an iPhone 13 Pro Max, uses an iMac daily, and he still watches every Apple event.
So I switched from my 16-core Windows machine to an M1 MacBook Pro, and I've been loving it ever since. Just comparing CPU power, I think the M1 Max that I have is performing as good, if not better, compared to my Windows counterparts.
Yes, you've waited 4 minutes to hear an actual valid opinion. This is Eric, our CGI and visual effects mastermind. His recent transition from PC to Mac has been an interesting one.
The number one thing that I miss from my Windows machine was the RTX 3090. Everything else I can let fall away, but that was fantastic. For what I do, I really hope the Mac Pro comes out with a discrete GPU solution. It doesn't need to be exactly like a 3090 or 4090, but right now, in the way they're building out the M1 Max, M1 Ultra, it's just not gonna come close in performance.
Eric is clearly more bullish on Pixel Planet moving to the Mac.
I think it'd be great if Pixel Planet was all part of the Mac ecosystem. We've actually been testing the power consumption of our PCs versus the new M1 computers, and it's a fraction.
While not entirely scientific, we have been testing the power consumption of our systems here, and have found that over the course of an expected 4-year computer lifespan, our M1 Max would actually save us around $1,000 in electricity cost over their PC counterparts. But there are immediate drawbacks to scrapping our PCs entirely.
Adobe is not great for a lot of reasons, but they aren't using the full power of the Apple Silicon, so that'll be a shortfall. And then a few plugins and add-ons that we'd like to use aren't compatible yet with the new Apple Silicon. I definitely don't regret switching. I don't think it matters if you're on Windows or Mac or Linux. It's just a tool. It's really whatever fits you best.
So I think Eric summed that up really nicely. These are just tools. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter whether you're on Mac or PC. We've found uses for both of them here at Pixel Planet Studios. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. At the end of the day, it's really what you're comfortable working on. You couldn't tell at this point, I am a Mac user, though I do remote into our PCs quite frequently. And full disclosure, we have lots of issues on our Macs, one of them recently being, and I hope this dates the video, that our H.264 encoding is abysmal, and we either have to do a VBR2 pass or a QuickTime export. And so, as you can imagine, we've had to rely on our PCs to get around that bug. So if you like the content, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay, absolutely not. No, not going down to the basement with you. Don't know what you're doing, not doing it.
I just want to know why you're on a Mac.
Because that's what y'all gave me. Now I got a lot of work to do.